everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am back with yet another movie video because I'm obsessed with movies and it's what I spend my time doing. So yeah, if you are not already subscribed, please be sure to do that. I will also have all of my other watch list videos linked down below. I have like a fall one, I've done like movie marathons on here. I did every movie I watched in July last year. But I want to do this time a 6-month movie update, so every movie that I've watched for the first half of 2022, which is a lot. This is not sponsored, but I recently joined like Letterboxd probably like maybe a little over a year ago, and so I've been doing much better with logging my films, and it's like way easier because I used to just log them in my notes app, but now I have like an app where I can go and like see what days I watched which movies, and like I review some of them. And movie theaters are back open, so I've been seeing a ton more movies. I am done with my summer job now, so I'm back home, which is great because I was working at a camp, and they had a film series at camp, so I watched a lot of movies there. And yeah, I've just been trucking through my summer watch list recently, and I want to kind of share all of the movies that I watched for the first half of 2022 because some good ones have come out, and I have this summer especially been like watching really famous films that I've just never seen before, and I want to share those with you all. So yes, here is my 6-month movie update. I'm gonna go on my profile. I'm literally only using the Letterboxd diary, and I'm gonna go back to the beginning of January. Okay, oh my god, I watched a lot of movies in January. Holy crap, I don't know if you can see that. That's all January. That's insane. This is also kind of interesting because you get to see like the phases that I go through, because I feel like a lot of times when I'm watching movies I go through phases, and it's very evident in the ones that I pick. So January 1st I watched Don't Look Up, which was a new movie at the time. I gave it 3 stars. The second movie I watched was also on January 1st, and it was About Time, which I watch every year, or try to watch every year on the 1st of the year. It's like such a good movie to start the year off with. If you've never seen it, it makes me like sob, and just puts me in a good mindset for the new year. The 7th I watched John Tucker Must Die, which I have never seen before, which is crazy, but very funny. I watched The Duff, which is one of my mom's favorite movies, so we watched that in my family quite often. Watched Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3 on the 8th and the 9th. The 11th I watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. On the 15th I went to go see Scream, which is my birthday, the new one. I love Dylan Minnette and the rest of the cast, which is why I wanted to go see it, and I had only seen like bits and pieces of the first one, or the original, so it was good. The 17th I watched After We Fell. The 18th Ghosts of Girlfriends Past. I'm gonna go by date, that's too much work on all of them. Then I watched Life as We Know It, which I've seen countless times. I freaking love that movie. I've talked about it on my channel before. As you can see, I was on a Josh Duhamel kick because I watched When in Rome, which I had never seen, but it also has Dax Shepard in it, so I was kind of winning. I watched The Amazing Spider-Man, The Royal Treatment, Spider-Man No Way Home, The Karate Kid, After, all of the To All the Boys movies. I watched them within a span of a day. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, La La Land, which I probably watch, you know, every 3 months. The Kissing Booth 2, and The Kissing Booth 3 is how I finished out my January. Moving on to February. So usually February is the time of year where I watch every summer movie ever created. I don't like purposely do it. I just get on a big Nicholas Sparks kick in February. I don't know if it's because of Valentine's Day or the fact that like February is like low-key the last month of winter. But like I watch Nicholas Sparks movies every year in February and March. I don't know why, but you're gonna see that trend. So started off with Safe Haven, Josh Duhamel, love that man. The Last Song, Starstruck, which is a very summer movie, Teen Beach 2, Forever My Girl, which is just like sometimes I have the urge to watch Forever My Girl because it's just so like, it's like a little southern summer movie, and it's just precious. It's like the most Nicholas Sparks movie that I've ever seen that isn't Nicholas Sparks, and I just love that. I watched First Daughter, Tall Girl 2. I don't know why I watched that. Was it new? Oh, maybe it was new. I watched Tall Girl 2. Did it like come out? It probably came out in February of 2022. I watched it. The Longest Ride, which I wanted to watch so bad for years, and I finally found it on streaming, and I watched it. When We First Met, which is great. I watched Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day, of course. The Greatest Showman. The Fallout, I watched that on the 19th of February, and oh my god. Oh, like, ooh, man, it was good. I watched Set It Up for the first time on the 20th of February. I watched Tequila and the Bee, Divergent, and Rags. So I was on a Keke Palmer kick, apparently, too. In March, I went to see Uncharted in theaters. Loved it. I watched Camp Rock, Hannah Montana the movie, High School Musical 3. It is like very evident when I'm at school. Me and my roommates will have like movie nights, and usually we pick a DCOM, which is why there's a lot of DCOMs on this list all the time. Then I watched Uptown Girl. I did a rewatch of Miss Americana. Just Like Heaven, which is a Reese Witherspoon and Mark Ruffalo movie, and I watched it with my roommate, and we were both just like, what is this? Yeah. I watched Emma for the first time and loved it. Incredible movie. When Harry Met Sally, She's the Man, My Best Friend's Wedding, which I also watch probably every 3 months because that movie makes me sob for literally no reason. Love, Rosie, The Luck of the Irish, I watched on St. Patrick's Day. I watched The Adam Project on the 18th of March. It was like a night where I had the whole apartment to myself, and I remember sitting on the couch and just like viciously sobbing to The Adam Project. I also watched Turning Red on the same night after The Adam Project, and it just like melted my little heart. I watched a movie which I believe is on Netflix called Caught by a Wave. It was really good. I was like looking for like a rom-com to watch, and that came up. I watched Dunkirk, The Perfect Man. In my review I said Sugar Mata and Burt Hummel are in this. We stand, so I guess it was good. I watched the Driving Home to You Olivia Rodrigo documentary that came out on the 25th. Shrek 2 and Tangled is how I finished off my March. So lots of DCOMs, lots of summer movies. Okay, April. I started my April with Better Nate Than Ever, which I believe came out on April 1st. Super cute movie. I'm in love with Joshua Bassett, so obviously I watched it. Shrek, also on April 1st. 10 Things I Hate About You, Crazy Stupid Love, Hop, classic Easter movie. Catch and Release, which I had never seen, and like it was fine, it was okay. Plus One, which was super cute. Teen Beach 2 again, and Father of the Bride, which always makes me sob. Like speeding through these. Okay, May I watched quite a bit of movies. It was my first month of summer, so I was like on a movie kick for sure. So I started off my May with The Parent Trap, because what other movie do you start your summer with other than The Parent Trap? Then I watched The Last Song again. Then I watched a movie called Along for the Ride, which I believe is like just like a Netflix movie, or like it was on Netflix. I watched it, and it was like fine. A Cinderella Story. I rewatched Center Stage because I hadn't seen it in a while. My mom and I watched Senior Year, Rebel Wilson, pretty funny. Love, Wedding, Repeat. The sole purpose that I watched Love, Wedding, Repeat so much, because I've seen it like probably like 4 times now at this point, is because I'm obsessed with the aesthetic of her wedding. So I just watch it all the time, and I'm like, that is what I want my wedding to be like. If only. And it's Sam Claflin, so you know, I have ulterior motives. Then I watched the Lizzie McGuire movie, of course. Hairspray, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days. I watched Dumplin' with my grandma because she had never seen it, and it's just cute. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella 2, Encanto, The Lost City, which was hilarious. I saw The Lost City in theaters, and it literally had me like cracking up. 500 Days of Summer, Aquamarine. If you want to see my reviews on any of these movies, follow my Letterboxd. It's LOGHCURR. I will have a link down below. We're into June. So June is when I went to camp. Like I went to camp like 2 weeks into June, I think. So a lot of these movies are ones that I watched while at camp, and I will be sure to specify. So I started off my June with an interesting pick. It was The 13th Year. The 13th Year is a DCOM. It's like an old DCOM, and it's one of those movies that I have like memories that I wasn't sure if I like dreamt them or if they were from a movie, and I was watching them and I was like, oh, so like 6-year-old me wasn't insane. Like I remember watching this. I watched The 13th Year. I was probably also watching H2O at the time, so like maybe I was on a mermaid kick. I watched The Sandlot on the 2nd because The Sandlot to me is like the summer staple movie. Like it has summer like soaking out of it. That's The Sandlot. I watched Top Gun for the first time in prep of seeing Maverick. And honestly, Top Gun was kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Top Gun is great. I saw Maverick on the 5th of June in theaters with my sister and my best friend. Obviously because of the TikTok hype. Like like something was taking me to it because of the TikTok hype. But I made a TikTok about it and Kelly Teller liked it and commented, so you know, life made. Then I saw Dear John, which I have seen before, but like I try to watch all the Nicholas Sparks movies every summer. Vertigo, which I had never seen all the way through. I watched this one at the camp that I was working at, like during their film series. It threw me for a loop. It was so good. If you haven't seen Vertigo, you need to watch it. And then I also watched Spirited Away, which was totally out of my comfort zone. Like I was like, there's no way I'm gonna like this movie. I freaking loved it. It was so good. It was so good. There was like perfectly timed humor. Like it was heartfelt. It was wonderful. I loved all of the Foley sounds. Like my review is just everything about it. Like the sound mixing was great. The Foley, it was incredible. If you haven't seen Spirited Away, you need to watch it. I also watched this one at camp. And oh my god. Then I saw Elvis in theaters on the 28th. I went on one of my off days and saw it with my roommates, and wow. I was like, going into biopics, I'm always super like reluctant because I'm like, it's so much pressure to have to play a legend, especially a legend that's so it's Elvis. Like Elvis, you know, Elvis is gone, but like his legacy is still so apparent in culture today, and it would terrify me if I had to play someone like Elvis in a movie. And I'm the kind of person where like if you get nominated for an Oscar in a biopic, I am a sole believer in like you automatically winning, because like to get nominated for an Oscar in a biopic is so just such a like feat in itself. And I watched that, and the most vivid memory I have from that movie is watching the end and it's switching over to real Elvis, and like me not registering that like the whole time that was Austin Butler and not Elvis, which is insane. He did incredible. I will say that like unlike a lot of other shows and movies, like I really get sucked into things really easily. Like The Summer I Turned Pretty like completely sucked me in to like its world for like weeks, and I'm still like trying to get my brain out of it and I can't. But like Elvis, I feel like did that for a lot of people, and it really didn't for me. I don't know if it's because I like have already kind of been through an Elvis obsession before. Like I've been through that phase already, but like I didn't like start spiraling into like Elvis history like I thought I would. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because like I was occupied with work, or The Summer I Turned Pretty was already taking up a lot of my brain. But yeah, it was still a really good movie, and I'm sure it's gonna win lots of Oscars, as it should. But Austin Butler was incredible. And then I finished off my June by watching Set It Up, because I just wanted a little like, you know, fun little movie to watch. Okay, now we're into July. So July is almost over, and I'm sure I will watch more movies. I just finished High School Musical 2 today, and I'm watching Cheaper by the Dozen right now because I'm trying to get through my summer watch list. So I'm definitely gonna watch more before the month ends, but here are the movies I have watched so far in July to finish off the 6-month update. I started off my July with Bridget Jones' Diary, which I had actually never seen before. I enjoyed it, but I feel like it's hyped up a lot, but like maybe I just like didn't get it. I don't know. It was good. I'll watch it again, but I don't think it like needs to be hyped up as much as it's hyped up, if I'm being honest. But still good movie. Then I watched Singing in the Rain at camp. I've seen this movie before. I've had to watch it for film class, and I saw it another time, but it was great watching it. I watched Midnight Sun, which I did not particularly enjoy, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, and then I went like a 10-day span without watching movies because my job was like taking over my life, which is fine. Love my job. But it's like so bizarre to not have watched a movie for 10 days. That just like doesn't happen for me. So a 10-day break, and I watched Moonlight. Oh my god, I had never seen Moonlight, and I got the opportunity to watch it at camp, and I was like, I have to see it. What an incredible film. Like, the reason that I hadn't seen it for a while was because of the whole like Oscars thing, because La La Land is one of my favorite movies. But like after watching it, like holy crap, like it's so good. I also never realized like the poster is like 3 different people until I watched the movie, which I think is also genius. Yeah. Similarly, a few days later, I got to see Everything Everywhere All at Once at camp, which I wanted to see in theaters really, really bad, and I just like couldn't get anyone to go with me, or like times weren't matching up. And I knew it was the kind of movie that I didn't want to watch by myself in my room unless I really, really had to. So I'm super grateful that I got the opportunity to watch it like in a theater of people. That movie, I'm like still thinking about it daily. It made me cry like so hard. The end was just incredible. It is the most trippy movie that I've ever seen in my life, and probably ever will see in my life. Like people kept showing up. Like I had no idea that Jamie Lee Curtis was in that movie. And then Harry Shum Jr. And then I'm sitting in this movie, and I'm like, this looks like Data from the Goonies, and it sounds like him. I was like, this has to be Data from the Goonies, and I looked it up, and I found out that Data from the Goonies was in the movie. If this doesn't win Best Picture, I have like some choice words for the Academy, because oh my god, like this is like cinema in a nutshell, bro. Like it was so freaking good. Then I watched Pitch Perfect on one of my off days with some people that I worked with. And then I just recently saw Where the Crawdads Sing a couple days ago in theaters. I tried to read the book. I am not like one of those people that's like, you have to read the book before watching the movie, because like I like movies. But I really genuinely, it's one of my grandma's favorite books, and my sister really likes it, and so I genuinely really tried to read it and just couldn't get into the book at all. Like I got like 40 pages in, and I was like, I physically cannot sit here and read this anymore. But I thought the movie was great. I really did. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was good. It's coming from someone who didn't read the book, so. And then a couple days ago, I decided to watch Garfield. Garfield is one of those movies that I watched a lot growing up, and I just like haven't seen it probably in 10 years. So that was fun. And then last night I watched Hello, Goodbye, and Everything in Between because I love Jordan Fisher. And I had just watched the Jordan Fisher episode of the High School Musical series, and I was like, I need more Jordan Fisher. And it took everything in me to not watch To All the Boys, his new movie, which was good. Classic rom-com, little heartfelt little movie. Well, that is my 6-month movie update, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video.